So when you go to Wix.com, you should be brought to a dashboard page similar to this. You're probably used to clicking on Edit Site, which will bring you to the actual back end of the website where you can edit the pages, edit the text, images, etc. You're going to want to check out your blog page initially and just make sure that you're familiar with what it looks like. If you want to edit this layout, etc., you can do so here. However, if you go back to the dashboard, the main place you're going to be editing is a little bit different for blogs. So instead of clicking Edit Site, you're going to go to Blog on the left, and then actually I'll just click on that, and then Create New Post. You can do it from here as well if you click here and go to Manage Posts, but it's a little redundant. So you'll enter your title here, blog title here. This is where we'll just put the placeholder text. This is where you're going to copy or you're going to write in or copy and paste your actual written text for the blog. And then you can see if you click this little plus, you can add images, galleries, videos, etc. So we'll just drop in an image, for example. So say this is the one we want to use. You'll always want to make sure you title the image something relevant, just because that does help SEO. And when you embed it, it's going to do this automatically, which is fine, but it's a little bit overwhelming because if you click preview, see if it loads, it'll be full width. Here we go. So it'll be really wide. So a lot of people will see this and maybe not scroll down more. So if you go back to editing, what I always recommend is you align it left, and then you can actually click and drag, or as a better example, here you go. So you can align it in the left or on the right. So you're basically embedding it within the text, and it just looks a lot more professional. Obviously, you're going to want to use paragraph breaks. So that was a little bit of a bad example. But if you click this plus again, which you can click here or over here with add, does the same thing. Click image again. Say we want to embed this picture also. Again, it's going to always default to that. So click embed left. So now you have alternating ones. So one's on the right, one's on the left. And if you run into that where there's an extra space, you can just delete or backspace, and it'll fix that. You can add, if you do settings, you can add a caption here. This is what's visible on the website. This is for Google. So you would not put, look at this cute picture or something here. You would put drone videography in Utah, something like that. So something that would help describe it to Google, but this is where you want to put your actual caption. So they're a little bit different right there. And then you can also click this, link it. So say you want to go to facebook.com. If someone clicks on this, you can do that. And you can see when you click on it again that it's linked, whereas this one, when you click, is not linked. So that's pretty basic overall. Again, you can format the text, you can add different headers, etc. Oops, I don't have the headings set up in here, but anyway, you can format it, all of that, just like you normally would. Always get in the habit of clicking preview to see what it looks like before you publish it. But the important thing also, besides this front end styling and actually putting the content in, is going to be in the settings. So after you've put all of this in, it'll be saving automatically, but you can click save just to make sure. You're going to want to select a featured image. So this is the image that will show on, let me show you. This is a WordPress website, so a little bit different, but the featured image is what shows up here before you click on the blog posts. So you always want to have one. It will pull one in automatically from the blog unless you update it, but you can select whichever one you'd like. And if you don't want something that's already in Wix, then again, you can click here, upload media, or there's free images from media from Wix. The writer will always be you for the most part, unless you have multiple members of the website. And then the publish date, you can backdate it sometimes, but it will also let you schedule it in the future over here. So if you click these three dots, you can schedule the post in the future. So you're going to want to go through the general settings and the advanced. This excerpt here Again, if you hover, it'll show you what it is, but the first few lines of the blog post will show if you don't write this. So a lot of times that's fine, but as an example, I took the excerpts off, but say here's the title, it would have a couple lines of paragraph text under. Here's a better example. So this is the featured image, this is the title, and then this is that little excerpt. So if you don't want it to automatically be generated, then you can type that in. And then you'll want to go to the SEO section as well. You don't have to do all of this necessarily, but it will guide you if you want to go down and do all of these steps. But the most important parts are the SEO basics right here. Make sure that this makes sense. So if this was like, why use a drone for videos, you wouldn't want this to say why use a drone, etc., because that's what it would automatically default to. So I would change it to something more simple, like why drones, because people aren't going to want to have a URL that's extremely long with hyphens there. And then meta description. This is pretty similar to that excerpt, but instead of the excerpt that shows here, the meta description is that little preview that shows on Google. So I would just use the same one. So again, once you put it here in the settings in advanced, you go to SEO and go to basics, and you can just copy and paste it here. I wouldn't worry too much about the advanced, but the last part on here is add this OG description. Again, just the same kind of thing with the excerpt. I would copy and paste it here. And then I would select an image here. What this is for is when you share the link on Facebook or on any social media. So this this social share image is what will show up when you copy and paste the URL, like the link to this blog post on a Facebook status or on Twitter, on LinkedIn. This is a little bit different for some reason than this. They just have to be entered separately. So you can make them all the same, but just know that you're going to want to go into the settings and the SEO tab, and then the basics and social share in order to make sure that everything looks good. So when you're done, you'll just hit preview one more time just to make sure. And if you click on the top left, you can see what it'll look like on mobile, which is super helpful. Make sure that you like it, make sure everything looks good, and then you can just hit publish. Or alternatively, you can save it as a draft if you want to come back later, or schedule the post. Hopefully that helps for how to create and edit blog posts in your website.